Defensive smoke bomb is, and how it can help you and your team survive difficult situations. Alright, so in this video we will be going over two segments. Part 1 will be what a defensive smoke bomb is and why it's an important function of smoke bomb. And part 2, I will show you some of the examples of defensive smoke bombs and some more interesting ways of using it. Okay, so on to part 1. Alright, so the first thing to know about defensive smoke bombing is that it's not always ideal to defensively smoke bomb. Sometimes you need to use it this way because otherwise you'll die, but generally you want to be using your smoke bombs offensively, or better, offensively and defensively. In an ideal world, every smoke bomb would be both offensive and defensive. What constitutes as an offensive and defensive smoke bomb, you may wonder? Well, let me tell you, it's pretty cool. An offensive and defensive smoke bomb is when you or your teammates are under heavy fire and in the potential range of dying, and at the same time you use your cooldowns, stun the melee on you or your partner, and smoke bomb. What this does is it cuts them off from their healer, and it stops their ranged DPS from hitting you or your partner. Basically a double upside. You can kind of see why this is so good to do, because you're cutting two birds with one stone. You're stopping them, and you're stopping their healer and their DPS while also applying pressure to their DPS, forcing them to play defensively. These situations only occasionally come up, but they're really important because when they do come up, they're huge game changers. The best way to stop an enemy team from killing you is to force them to peel instead of deal damage. This is called counter-pressuring, and when you get a good smoke bomb, you're doing the perfect amount of counter-pressuring to them, because you're most definitely forcing them defensively, and if you don't force them defensively, you're going to kill them. So it's a win-win situation. Alright, now on to part 2, examples. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is a great use of defensive smoke bombing. Here, I'm caught with my pants down in a pretty bad spot. No Cloak of Shadows, and two wizards railing into me, one of which has cooldowns going. So I'm going to use smoke bomb to avoid both their projectiles and prevent my priest from being counterspelled or shocked while he tops me off. This in turn allows us to regain our momentum. Had I not used my smoke bomb here, I probably would have died, and while using your smoke bomb offensively is generally better, sometimes you're just not in that situation and you really just need to save someone's life. This next clip I'm going to show you is one where Jungle Cleave is training me, and I get to do both an offensive and defensive smoke bomb on him. Here you'll see how effective it is when the Feral Druid starts running, because he's actually dying faster than I am, since his healer is out of LOS due to the smoke bomb. Oftentimes, when you get these smoke bombs, the enemy won't even realize that they've been baited into the worst possible situation and won't react fast enough before dying. Now obviously my opponents are pretty good players, so they know what I'm doing, but this doesn't make it any less effective. I'm still no longer dying, and I'm in a position to start turning the pressure on their team instead of us. These are just some of the examples of how you can use smoke bomb defensively. Another potential way you can use it is when your healer is being trained. It's another great situation where you cut their healer off while going for a potential kill. Worst case scenario, he lives and starts running away, leaving your healer free to top himself off and in turn put the pressure back on their team instead of yours. Best case scenario, you kill him in the smoke bomb and win. It's a win-win situation either way. Smoke bomb is just a great tool when used properly. Poor smoke bomb usage is probably one of the most common mistakes I see when I watch other rogues play. It's also really important to remember that being picky with your smoke bomb is always the correct choice. It's Rogue's most powerful tool in Arena, and using it properly is really high on your priority list, or should be, if it's not right now. After watching this video, you should now know what a defensive smoke bomb is, what an offensive and defensive smoke bomb is, and how to properly use them in Arena. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns.